Attention all shoppers. If you have a sweet tooth for movies, we have a special treat for you. Drive-In Asylum is hours of great movies that taste as good as a bag of hard candy. For the kiddies, or enjoy yourself. So hurry and do your watching.
exotic and bohemian life as an artist.
Coming soon to this theater.
You are about to see the most savage, carnivorous ground beast in the world. Grizzly.
That thing seems to know what we're thinking.
A grizzly is an animal, Kelly. Don't give it human qualities.
18 feet of gut-crunching terror. The deadliest jaws on land belong to Grizzly, rated PG.
How long have you had this?
3 days.
It has been 400 years since its last reincarnation.
Any pain? It moves sometimes.
The soul of black magic is waiting to be reborn. The Manitou, rated PG.
It could happen, and it will happen. Next Saturday night, as a matter of fact, it will happen. And, our special guest that night is going to be Jack Perez, director Jack Perez. And we're going to talk a little bit about his upcoming project that's going to be released. It's called the Sinister Cinema Story. And it's really amazing. Sam and I were lucky enough to get a little preview of it, and it's just fantastic. It gave me the chills.
I am very excited. Carnivorous Brown Beast is here with me tonight, previewing Grizzly, a movie that he's very fond of, as well as The Manitou. He's excited about that as well. So William Girdler double feature next week. Feels like we're back in the 70s, probably where we belong. So really excited to watch those. And also thanks to Brad Carter for joining us tonight. Don't forget to check out his books on Severin and Cinema Apocalypse. You can look at the posts from my site earlier. I get to interview him earlier this year. So even more info about the films that he's done. And I definitely recommend the Rats book. If you enjoy Rats Night of Terror, you'll get even more out of the book. So pretty exciting.
And who doesn't enjoy Rats Night of Terror?
I don't want to know who those people are. I don't want to be friends with them. I don't. And also, there is a documentary about Sinister Cinema on the way. Yes, so we'll find out about next week. And also, Cubby stays up all night like this. Cubby is up as late as I am, and then Cubby and I will go up and listen to the podcast together and go to bed. That's what we do. We're late night buddies.
I think that thing is happening with your microphone where the input isn't.
Yeah. Well, here's what's happening right now. I am getting the trailers from the movies late. So they're running in the bottom window late for me. I don't know why this is happening.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, it's okay.
You can hear those then.
Yeah, so you're probably hearing those. Hold on. They finally stopped.
Oh, wait, there we go. Okay, no.
Okay. Now. Sorry, everybody. Technical stuff. But anyway, we're back. If I put the camera close enough, you can hear.
It sounds like he's so innocent.
Yeah. Yeah.
Don't get too close, though.
Yeah, when you go to the drive-in in a couple weeks and you see Cubby and you say, he's so cute on the show.
No.
I love him. I should bring him things and bring him gifts, bring him food, but do not pet him lest you use a finger. Only Mike Justice has been able to pet him. And he said he was trying to lull Mike into a sense of security. Next time he will.
Yeah.
He's going to bite his fingers off.
He was probably sleepy and didn't realize it was Mike that was touching him.
Exactly. He's like, who? What? Yep. But Mike said, look, I did it. The Manitou, I love. I got to tell you, Bill, I was watching the trailer a couple times this week, and I was like, what the fuck is this movie? It's so good. It's such a what the fuck movie. I'm such a fan of it. And I'm so excited to watch it next week, and so excited to find out more about that doc, and so excited to this has been, I've had a blast on the show, especially. That's what the best thing about the show is, bring on people that we talked about, like having to explain the movies you love to people in your life. And a lot of the guests we have on, we don't have to explain what we love. We're just able to discuss it in a very free rolling way. And that's what I love. How about Aunt Martha and doing dreadful things? I got an idea from that, Bill. I got to share with you. I think we need an Aunt Martha sitcom because that house looked like a sitcom house. It looked like Three's Company house a lot. And I'm like, if we just kept it in the first half of this movie is very comedy. and then it, or like silly, and it suddenly gets dark partway through it.
Yeah, it's that tonal shift. It is that makes all the difference in this movie, and I have to say that the violence is so unbelievable in it. I don't. It's unrealistic. At
Yeah.
least I hope it is. Especially the scene with the pregnant belly C-section. That was absolutely insane.
Get rid of that goddamn baby.
Get rid of that damn thing. Like
Yeah.
they're driving around with it, and their plan is to be sort of like inconspicuous, and they're driving around in a fucking van with a peace sign painted on the
And
side.
eyeballs on the back windows.
Yeah, it's I don't know. I don't know what those guys were thinking. I guess it wasn't their day.
No.
They had issues, those
Yeah.
characters. Although
Oh yeah.
I did like them.
Yeah. I think we need a novelization of this too. I think we need to spend more time with them and find out what makes them tick.
Naturally. Yeah,
Yeah.
we should.
Yeah.
This could be a
is
slim novelization, or it could
Yeah.
be like a really thick one, because these characters, again, I want to know what happens. Like, start 5 years before the events of
Yeah.
Sometimes Aunt Martha Does Dreadful Things.
Yeah. And how did they find each other in prison? Were they cellies, or did they see each other across the yard? Like, how did they know that they were, I guess, meant to be together in jail? Maybe not outside of jail. There's a lot
I
to
don't
process.
know.
There's a lot to process. But I loved it. Oh, there's Mr. Barlow.
Mr. Barlow is reminding you to hit the like button, which I hope everybody will do, especially here on the third segment. The likes mean everything.
Yeah, especially on YouTube, because that helps more people see us. Remember to share with your friends too. Nice thumbs up, Mr. Barlow. Yeah, share it with your friends. Let them know about it. If you have folks out there that love movies like we do, this is we'd love to have them join us. So I'd love to have new folks on. We had a couple new folks tonight, but let's get even more new folks in here and share the love of the show, because we love doing it, and we'd love to have more folks watching it with us. Anyways, we talked a lot about bosom buddies. That this is very much a violent version of bosom buddies. Also, you can just drop bodies off at the beach and no one sees you. Especially the more out of control your van, the more you can do it. Yeah, there's no traffic in Florida in Miami, in the world of this movie.
Those manicured lawns were insane. It was like plastic fell. At the beginning of the movie, you see it, and everything. I kept thinking, God, the HOA must be ruthless.
Oh my God! And then they're like, this lady and her nephew moved in, and they're crazy. Also, Stanley got a job at the pizza place real easy. It was like no background check, nothing. He got his job.
How could they afford to live there? Do you know how much it would cost to live in that house now? They were supposed to be on the run. Like, well, I guess they did have money because they stole all that shit. Well, I don't know what the rules were about that stuff they stole. Like, what were they planning on doing with it? Did they have to find somebody to fence it? It looked like they had all these jewels.
Yeah. I love it. I love that this movie leaves you with more questions than answers. Both movies tonight, I'm left with so many questions, not a lot of answers, but intrigued enough to want to see them again. And that's what's important, I think, of the movies that we show.
The replay value.
The replay value. I also can't imagine anybody that saw either of these movies in a theater and were like, they were confronted by it, as I always say. They didn't watch it. They were like, hey, here's something for you. I love that ad. That needs to be a short bill. Like, we don't know what we have, but let us tell you in 4 bullet points what this movie is. Like, I love that. Like, what a campaign.
You must stand in line to see Nest of the Cuckoo Birds and Sometimes Aunt Martha Does Dreadful Things.
We will not allow you to just sit or order your tickets early. None of this assigned seats. You better be there.
We should have made everybody wait in a waiting room before they came into the broadcast tonight. Like one of those.
Yeah. Hey, if I saw the ad for Phil's show, just a reminder, Phil on Film, his whole big channel. He has a Patreon, And if you watch, there's a Jen Upton episode of all her physical media, and I just filmed this week a physical media episode of Phil Show where I did a tour of the horror basement and
Oh wow.
picked out a stack of some of my favorite movies and walked through them and why they're my favorites, and talked about what movies have I bought the most, what's some of the first physical media I've ever bought, and why is it important to me. So it was a lot of fun. And of course, it was supposed to be half an hour filming. It turned into 2.5 hours. But I can talk a lot about movies. So, but I was excited to do it. Thanks for being invited. And check out all Phil's shows. Like, they're all really good. He's doing Scorsese and Tarantino, and movies that Tarantino loved and has talked about. So, Bill, you did Endless Summer, right? Recently.
Big Wednesday.
Big Wednesday. I always get those two confused. Yeah. I knew it was a surfing movie.
Yeah, it was interesting. It was out of my wheelhouse.
Yeah.
I dug it. And
And then
Gary
we were,
Busey's teeth.
yeah, and we were on the Freight Lounge recently, and we did Anthropophagus, Absurd, Rabid Dogs, aka Kidnapped, and Metamorphosis. So you can
Metamorphosis.
Metamorphosis. You can go
That
check out.
movie.
Oh
That movie is just it sure is something.
yeah, George Eastman night. So a lot of fun to talk about those movies, and had a blast on that show. So it's cool. So yeah, we've been busy, and but next week, holy shit, 3 movies in 2 days. If you wanted us to do 3 movies, good news. Hey, Pete. Pete said he loved
Hey,
Rabid Dogs.
Pete.
Good to see you, former guest Pete. Has come on again sometime. Talk about the Armageddon movies. We're Friday. We're doing Showgirls, and then Saturday we are doing the Manitou and Grizzly. How have we never done Grizzly? I don't know. We did Day of the Animals, which I don't know. It's as good. I don't know. I like them both. Leslie Nielsen doesn't take his shirt off and fight a grizzly like he does in Day of the Animals, but I like Grizzly a lot. But I'm
Yeah, I
excited for
asked
that.
Jack
That's gonna be
Perez what movies he wanted to show, and he
yeah,
said Grizzly. And I was like, oh, I think we did that one. And I went and looked back at our list, which you thankfully keep updated all the time. We have not done Grizzly yet, somehow. And neither have we done the Manitou. And we've done a lot of William Girdler movies on the program. These
yeah,
two we have not done. So here we go.
yeah. And if you look at the bottom of the posts on my site, BNS About Movies, whenever I do the show posts, now there is a link to all the drink recipes and all the episodes, as well as the schedule for the rest of April. So trying to have a lot of info for you. But yeah, if you ever want to go back and see what movies we've done, there's a whole letterbox list, and there's also a letterbox list of all our drink recipes. So you can randomly say, I'd like to get drunk and think about Frankenstein 80. Good news, you can do it. It's in there. And all the drink videos are captured and attached to the post. So if there has been a first couple episodes, we just did the drinks live, so they're not in there. But if we film drink videos, they're attached. There's also a drink video YouTube channel too. We're getting fancy. We're putting it all over the place. So
It's right out there for you to see.
yeah, and really looking forward. Can I ask a question about the post Confessions of Psych? The second movie is Blood. It's Andy Milligan's Blood. And
Yeah.
man, if you enjoyed tonight's 2 movies, good news. Andy Milligan's Blood fits into them. Also, Stranger. I would say maybe Andy Milligan's biggest budget, maybe, but also one of the Strangers. Also a movie that is very much his. I guess his monsters. I don't know how to say it's. What would happen if the children of Dracula and the Wolfman got together, had a family? Shit
Yeah.
wouldn't work out too well.
To me, it seems more like House of Frankenstein 2
Yeah,
or House of Dracula 2.
yeah,
Because it's a monster rally and there's no Frankenstein monster in it, but there is a hunchback.
yeah,
There's also carnivorous plants.
yeah,
Some stuff is going to happen in that movie.
yeah.
You'll see.
Andy did all the costumes as always, and occasionally you might say, "I know we're supposed to be in the past, but do I hear and see modern cars?" You might.
Yeah.
You just got to shut your mind off for some Andy Milligan sometimes. I'm always amazed when I do meet people that hunted down his movies. Do you know what I mean? At the time, because I always wonder, like, did people realize who he was? Like, a bad way, and sometimes I hear people like, yeah, we hunted down those movies, and that's what I want to, because I feel like we would, Bill, if we were alive in the time when, or we were alive but
Sure, yeah.
out and watching movies, I would 100% hunt them down. And I love all of his movies because it is really more about interfamily fight dynamics than it is about horror. And like, is that the reason you're showing up? Probably not. It's probably not the reason anybody showed up to watch these movies, but it's why I like them. They're just very tense and fucked up, and it's good.
I don't know.
Yeah,
It amazes me that there were people that were actually fans of those movies back when they were new, because there really wasn't much context for that kind of thing at
yeah,
the time anyway, because it was just ultra low budget filmmaking and people being as creative as they could with, a couple $1,000 sometimes. So with
yeah,
Andy Milligan, um, he did have somewhat of a budget for some of the stuff, or at least if he didn't have a budget, he had a great location, like the rats are coming, the werewolves are here. um, there were a couple, even Guru the Mad Monk had a great location, but Blood was filmed at his house on Staten Island,
mm-hmm.
and you can really see how he was sort of the John Waters of the horror genre, because he just made movies with wherever. There were some movies he made where he just made them in his own home. It's
I
just
know that
astonishing.
George Barry told me that he specifically looked for Andy Milligan movies,
Yeah.
and he would he saw Guru the Mad Monk first run at like Fox Theater. He saw Bloodthirsty Butcher's first run. Like that was because I said, when you were going to like, did you start as a horror fan? Did you? And he's like, no, like I definitely hunted down Andy Milligan movies. And who else told me that?
Brett, I think, said that. Brett
Brett
McCormick.
did. Brett had a poster of Bloodthirsty Butchers in his room for a long time and had not seen the movie. Bought it at an early convention in the 70s, and his grandmother would freak out because she lived with them and be like, what is this poster? And he said finally, when he was able to see the Andy Milligan movies, like he really loved them. And you could see some of that in Brett's movies, especially like some of the dialogue gets kind of wild, and I could see that within them. Because isn't The Abomination really about a mother and her son and how they don't get along? I don't know.
Well,
Uh,
yeah, the
yeah,
dialogue in The Abomination, though,
yeah.
I think it wasn't quite as over the top as
Mm.
what came later, like with Replicator,
Yeah,
especially like that. That does really have the spirit of an Andy Milligan movie, at least, maybe not in what's actually on screen, but with
yeah.
how they making something out of nothing from a very
Also,
low budget.
the action in an Andy Milligan movie is usually at a 2, but the volume of the people and the intensity of the actors is like at a 12, which is such a weird dichotomy. It's a lot like drinking a lot of codeine. If you ever got to drink codeine as a kid, the way it made you feel, it's harder to find now. It's very robo tripping. It's
You
like,
drank codeine as a kid?
I think whatever, I was a degenerate at a young age. I'm like, I like the way this cough syrup makes me feel. I like being sick. And
Ew.
I liked Vicks and I liked codeine. Yeah. So I like Vicks now still. I'm a big Vicks fan. I Vicksed up before this, did the nose spray before. It's a good feeling. Anyways.
I just watched a Criminal Intent episode about the kids that drank the mouthwash and died.
Oh,
Remember
yeah.
that one?
Yep.
The company knew about it and was covering up. They bought it like from China or something, and
Yeah.
they tried to like pawn it off on somebody else, and they drank it and died.
Man. You know what? That's the thing. A good Saturday or Sunday afternoon when it's rainy, if you can watch, you can get lost in the world of Criminal Intent or any of the Law and Orders. Like, and especially on like the Pluto channels where they just come one after the other. It's dangerous.
Oh yeah,
Murder She Wrote's like that with me too, where I'm like, I'll just watch one more Murder She Wrote. Next thing I know, it's like it's dark out, and I'm like, I've lost this whole day with Jessica Fletcher. She's killed many people and my whole afternoon. Speaking
you have
of,
to be careful around her and the hearts.
I've been doing Murder She Wrote every Sunday on the site, and in my tactics, I want to go super deep into the folks on Murder She Wrote that were the guest stars and how they tie into the world of the movies we love. See,
Here we have a codeine fan.
you know it.
I don't know. I've taken codeine cough syrup, and it
Yeah.
did make me feel good.
Yeah, man. I like NyQuil too. I like it all. I
The
like
old NyQuil or the
the old,
new NyQuil?
the old NyQuil. Yeah. The NyQuil, like grape NyQuil is a good taste too. Like I like it. By the
Ew.
way, Cubby's not dead. He's just sleeping. He passed it. He was barking, and now he got so comfortable laying in my arms, he's just totally ragdolled out. So when he wakes up, he's going to bite me. I know this now. But there he is. But anyway, excited about those movies, and I would really like this double feature you put together tonight, Bill. This is a good double feature of two movies that I don't think many folks have seen, but also like they work well together. Um, and Florida, always weird.
Of course, yeah. This movie had Brad Grinner in it too.
Mm-hmm.
It was amazing. I had totally forgotten that there were Grinters involved in it. And Heather Grinter did the
Mm-hmm.
wardrobe, and there was another Grinter on staff. Yeah,
You said somebody else was in it too. You're like, oh, I can't remember who you said was in it. Whenever
that's Brad
was that
Grinter.
Brad Grinter? Okay,
Yeah,
yeah,
I said that's Brad Grinner from Blood Freak
yeah.
because we
It's
were
what?
talking about Barely Proper. So
Yeah,
even though Brad Grinner didn't direct it, but everybody worked
I think
together.
it's interesting when you watch a lot of the early like SOV stuff too. A lot of there's some crossover too with some of the directors and some of the people acting in each other's movies, and I always find that interesting too.
Hmm.
So especially in any scene, I think it's kind of like that with like really small movie scenes. It's kind of obviously, Dawn of the Dead has a lot of people that would later, be in create effects and, other Pittsburgh movies. So
Yeah,
kind of cool seeing them show up. Someone kept asking the other day, it's like, who is that guy with the sombrero in Dawn of the Dead? And someone's like, oh, it's Tony Booba. It's like, did he ever do anything else? I'm like, yeah, he did a whole bunch of stuff. Like, he's actually a legit director. Like he's his documentaries are great about Braddock. But I was so excited that someone asked on like a horror board, like, are these just people that did one movie? I'm like, no, a lot of them went on to do a lot of other stuff. So always fun to discuss Dawn and the people in it. Yeah.
I like Dawn. Of course,
Yeah.
I love Dawn.
It gets grease out of your way.
Dawn, come see what Santa brought you. Please, Howard. Try and get through this without a fight. I can't stand another one. Not on Christmas.
I better get my cha-cha heels. That family's at 12. Like I can see the tie between Andy Milligan and John Waters. There's a little bit of DNA, a lot of DNA between them, I should say.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
They both understood the crazy family dynamics, at least. And they
Yeah.
both had actors that screamed at each other.
Yeah. And also a lot of the same actors like showing up from movie to movie. Do you know what I mean? Like kind of building a universe of or a repertory company, which
He had
I
his
always
own Dreamlanders.
yeah. I don't know what they were called. Also, I love that he made these costumes. Like that's how
Yeah,
invested he was. Like, I'm gonna make the costumes too. And
it was important to him, which you wonder why.
yeah.
Because he didn't have a place to film it where it didn't look like 1971 or whatever year.
Like I always think like why didn't he I know Seeds is set in the here and now. And if you watch Seeds, it doesn't really give you any hint of what is to come from the rest of his films.
Yeah,
Like it could be an early art film from a major director, right? Like it's great. And then you're like, well, how do we go from that to the blood and to these other films and Guru? Like, I don't know. And like at no point, like, wouldn't it have been cheaper just to say it's 1971 and write his stories for the modern times? But no, then they wouldn't be the
yeah.
idiosyncratic, weird nuttiness of
That wasn't what
whatever.
he wanted them to be. Yeah.
No. And it's like, he's like, this is the universe I want to tell my stories in, and more power to him. And, you know, uh, does it always work? No, but like, I'd rather a movie take a big swing and just fall apart and be weird. Obviously, look at the movies we watch on the show than that. So,
It's okay. I mean,
yeah.
I really don't
Yeah.
mind that. I used to
No,
like
I
I used
like
to
it.
see I
Yeah.
used to see that, or it was not that I minded. It was I used to see that and be like, "Oh, that's so stupid." But the joke
Yeah.
was on me because that's the more interesting side of filmmaking, I think.
I've been
Is
going through older reviews that I wrote this week and just rereading them. And I'm like, oh, like I really said that was stupid. Now it's one of my favorite movies. Like, what was I thinking
yeah,
7 or 8 years ago? Watching those, like, especially like dummy drops. I'm like, oh, why would they do that? And now I'm like, I celebrate it. I'm like, yeah. Have I have I totally like been Stockholm syndromed
Yes.
into these movies? Yes. But I think the more you watch, Phil talked about that. The more you watch movies like this, you slowly start to love them for their strangeness, not make fun of their strangeness. And that's the difference between riffing on a movie and just loving it and being lovingly making fun of it. It's not like taking it to task for how bad it is or so bad it's good. It's more just embracing whatever weirdness exists within it and loving it for what it is. And that's kind of what my soapbox is done. But that's how I feel about movies.
Aw.
I feel very protective of
I
certain
can't
movies.
top that.
No, you can, of course you can. But don't you feel protective of some movies? Like if someone would say something bad about some movies, I'm like, no, you don't get it. You know what I
Well,
mean?
I don't expect people to
No, I
anymore,
don't
to be
expect people.
honest. Like,
No, but if somebody was like when the medveds, especially like when I read their books now, I'm like, they were just shitting all over these movies. And it's like, they never tried to do what I defy anybody to do what Ed Wood did on his budget and make him look half as good as what he did
they
with
had
all the
no
problems he did.
imagination.
Yeah.
What did they know? The medveds.
This is something when Brad and I were talking when you were off camera and on the show, and I think you were in the other room. He told me the new Ed Wood adult movies that Severn just put out. He also did the closed captioning on them, and the sound it up. You can actually hear Ed Wood yelling stage directions. So he asked them.
Wow.
He said, "Should I put that in the closed captions?" And they said, "Yes, please." All Ed Wood's stage directions show up in the closed captions, and he's like, it's very strange. And he's like, so I really go all out for this. So he's like, yeah, he's like, you're going to get a really complete package when you check out the new releases that have just came out from Severn.
That's great.
Yeah,
More Ed Wood, please.
Oh, I know. It amazes me that like that was found in a yard sale. Like there might be more stuff out there. There certainly could be, and I love that.
I wish Ed Wood could have known that people would care so much about his movies.
Yeah.
Because, of course, in his time, he was just sort of derided and, a joke.
I love the story that like when Fulci came here, like a couple months before he died for the Fangoria convention in New York, he was shocked how many people showed up to see him. Do you know what I mean? Like he was like really back. The people, and it was a major blizzard. They're worried nobody was going to come for the show, and he had lines to see him. And that's like, yeah, like people should get that feeling. I don't think like Mario Bava ever realized that either. Do you know what I mean? That he would have such a that we call stuff bobulating today, and that how many people recognize his style and celebrate his movies. He was just making movies, and like, yeah, I wish that Ed Wood. I discovered Ed Wood through the HBO movie. It came from Hollywood, which was based on the Medved stuff. And it's like, yeah, it makes fun of a lot of his movies, but there's also a part where Dan Aykroyd talks about how brave he was, and like that always stuck with me. Like even in the silliness about it that he talks about. And if you think about it, like Ed, we've talked about before, but Ed Wood, hey Cubby, got woken. He's like, I want to talk to you about Glenn or Glenda. I'm awake now. But like Glenn or Glenda is like a really brave movie, and a wild movie. It would be a brave movie to make today.
From beginning to end, it was, the beginning and end of the project, because they gave that project to him, and that's not what they told him to make.
Yeah.
He just did that because that's what he wanted to do. Yeah. And that's really, I think that was the gutsiest move.
Yeah. And it's like, how does Bela Lugosi fit into it with his speeches and stuff? He really doesn't, but yeah, he does. Like he's established this like weird Ed Wood universe.
Somehow.
Yeah. And like, I love that about that movie. Like it's audacious and stuff. Yeah, and there's balls to it. And that's why I loved Plan 9 from Outer Space. As a kid, I loved it before someone told me it was a bad movie. Because I'm like, it's got Tor Johnson in it. It's got Vampire in it. And it's got like horrible looking UFOs.
I love Vampira.
Oh my God. I love her so much in that movie. Like, and she's like a pop culture phenom.
Yeah.
TV, the time she was on TV, like she was in Life before we had these codified horror hosts. You know what I mean? That she's like one of the first. And like, oh, Criswell's in it. Like he has like speaking of people that built a dreamland of people in all the same movies, like Ed Wood did that back then. Like he had this cast of lunatics that would be in his movies. Like, I love it.
Davy Collins said Ed Wood reportedly worked on Meat Cleaver Massacre.
Really? I could see that.
I
Yeah.
never heard that before. I
Ooh.
guess I could see it.
Is he the one that got Christopher Lee in it? Because that
Yes.
feels like an Ed Wood thing. Like he's like, oh,
Ed Wood and Chris Lee were like this.
yeah. He's like, yeah, well, this will be a scene where you just do a speech and it's nothing connected to the. And can you say pull the string? Pull the
He's like,
string.
don't worry, Chris. I did this with a good friend before and it worked.
Yeah. I want to believe that that's true. That's I love that. Thank you, David. So yeah. Cubby
Thanks
is
to everyone for hanging out with us late like this. 13 people.
Wow.
Not too shabby at 3
No.
a.m.
Show him, Cubby. Yeah. Cubby, any movies you want to talk about? No? Okay. He said Rottweilers is going to be on the site this month. Jen Upton wrote about it. So he's pretty excited about that. Maybe The Amazing Dobermans, too.
I watched a Cubby movie this week.
What's that?
I watched Play Dead.
Oh, did you love it?
No, I didn't.
No?
I didn't think it was that good.
Oh,
But
I kind
have
of
you
like
seen it?
Oh,
I mean, I
yeah.
did like it. I was disappointed with it.
It's kind of dumb as fuck, but I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was disappointed with, but I love that Yvonne DiCarlo is in it. Of course.
I love that she's in it, and I think that I've made excuses for it because I love her so much. And
well, naturally.
Yeah.
I'm not saying don't see it.
Yeah.
You know, I would never say that.
Yeah. I'm doing the April Movie-thon on the site all this month, and Jen Upton and AC Nicholas wrote a whole bunch of stuff. AC wrote a really great article about how much he loves the soundtrack from Trancers. So much so that he wants it played at his funeral. How about that?
AC, don't talk to us about your funeral.
I know.
You're harsh and my mellow.
Yeah, but Jen has on Rockstar Day, she wrote about Under the Cherry Moon and Purple Rain, which is pretty cool. Really,
I love Under the Cherry Moon.
Oh, you're gonna love this article. She went really deep into it and how much she loves it and how important it is. So pretty cool. And then she, The Pack is the movie that she did, which I'm excited about. I love The Pack. Joe Don Baker's in it. Come on. And yeah, and lots of different stuff on there. But today was Visual Vengeance Day. So 2 Visual Vengeance movies. Things, not the 1988 Things, the 1993 Things. They're both strange. Nothing is as strange as the 1988 Things. And then also, I Know What You Did in English Class, a 2000 shot on video. This movie is a freak out. It's pretty good. It's on Tubi. Just went up on Tubi. So I'm trying to get the Visual Vengeance stuff that's on Tubi as it sneaks on there. And they're also playing stuff in theaters too. They, there's more stuff coming. That's what I've been told. So I'm excited to see what comes next. Do you want to see what I got in the mail this week, Bill? Last 2 weeks? Or do you want to do ads first? Which would you rather do?
Let's do your mail.
All right. I bought a few things though this week. I bought this. These are showing up again at Walmart, which were out of print for a while. These are the Shop Factory.
Oh my God, I'm totally going to show you an ad for the Velvet Vampire.
Oh,
Isn't that amazing?
That is amazing. What's great about these are these, even though these are just DVDs, they have commentary. It has Celeste Yarnell's commentary.
Wait, what's the last movie?
Grotesque with Linda Blair.
Oh, okay.
And Time Walker. And Time Walker's got interviews, and there's 2 versions of Lady Frankenstein, even though I have the Severin one. Now, this has a theatrical and the international cut, plus TV commercials for Lady Frankenstein. I mean, this was $7.50 at Walmart. So I really think that this is a good purchase. I didn't have Velvet Vampire. What is wrong with me? Right? All right. Let's see what else came in. This is from Cleopatra. I love when Cleopatra puts stuff out. This is The Beast Hand, which is a foreign film. It's about a guy who's Japanese day laborer, gets mixed up in crime, and they cut his hand off and he becomes a zombie. Cool. We got the Italian movie Girl with a Suitcase, which is new from Radiance. And we have Tales of Sorrow and Sadness, a Japanese movie. Ton of stuff from 88 Films. Yakuza Wives. Love this packaging. Really cool packaging from that. That's from 88 Films. As is 2 different movies called The Adventurers. This one's from Eureka. This is the Ringo Lam movie. And there is also The Adventurers They actually sent a check disc too of the adventures. That's where the other one's from. And then there is Jaho Man and Tetsu from 88 Films. And I love these Shaw Brothers releases they're doing. This Lady with the Sword, that cover is
Oh,
awesome
that's nice.
with the foil. Isn't that cool?
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Oh,
then
wow.
Severin coming up. Speaking of Severin, look at that, Bill. Oh,
Oh my God.
yeah.
Bosomania.
Bosom Mania up and Motorcycle, which I did not have, and super
I've
excited to
never
have.
seen that one.
I haven't seen it either, so I'm very excited. And it's got audio commentary, new audio commentary, and an interview with Alex Rocco and Haji in it. And then this one has an interview with Rick Crew, how you say it, and film historian Elizabeth Purcell, and a radio commercial as well. So these Severin Blu-rays, these are so. I got to say, these are so important to me that these are coming out. I knew eventually everything comes out, but the fact that I'm so glad that a company like Severin's doing these and nobody else, because like these are really important to them. And I was worried that Russ Meyer movies weren't easy to find for a while, and it's just so cool to me to know that they're out there. And the last thing I got a long time ago, I think I showed you guys that I got this at the record store. I got this
Yes.
Mondo Cane 2, right? I love that it has a sticker on it for Mondo Pazzo. And then I got finally, look at that, Mondo Cane 1 for $3 at Half Price Books. How about that? The
Beautiful.
Oscar nominated Riz Ortolandi. I love that these movies. Obviously, I know they're kind of indefensible, but Jacopetti and Prosperi's movies. But I love that Riz Ortolandi did the music for them, because who else could make Cannibal Holocaust in these movies sound beautiful? He takes the ugliest things and makes them sound great. But so nice to have those on my shelf. War of the Zombies. Is that the Italian peplum mixed with zombies? Maybe.
Yes. Yes,
Or
it
Rome
is.
versus the zombies. Yes.
Uh-huh. And
Wow.
the
And the
undead
undead.
is that
Yeah.
I think it's the vampire western.
Yeah. And it's also where the Misfits got the album art for Evil Live. They took a lot of it from the poster for the undead.
Well, this isn't the poster for the undead. These are just like
Yeah.
cannibalized
But
press
that's where
books.
the original undead poster with the
Oh
coffin
yeah, I
and
know.
stuff on it.
I'm
Yeah.
just saying, like, this is like a whole series from Columbia, South Carolina,
Oh,
where
wow.
this theater, the Starlight Drive-In Theater, they they went to the trouble to actually put the images in the ads, but they were never matching
Oh,
to the
man.
film. So there was some really cool stuff.
I love this.
So there was this one, and then look at this one.
Oh,
There's so much going on here.
I saw this on the site, and the fact that this had an Edgar Allan Poe quote, and it's for Blood Feast and 2000 Maniacs. I like that it's trying to legitimize Blood Feast, a movie that
Yeah.
defies legitimization.
First of all, that's the tagline from another movie.
Yeah.
From out of their evil passion emerged an irresistible urge for blood. I can't remember what movie.
It's almost like Faster Pussycat. Like this is
No.
the evil, the way, that whole thing.
No, it's like a Corman film, maybe. I'm not sure. Anyway, and that logo, Blood, is from Andy Milligan's Blood.
Yeah.
So they just cut it right out of the press book.
It's hard for me to pick my favorite H.G. Lewis movie, but I love 2000 Maniacs might be it. I love how just gleeful it is, and it's a bigger movie than he did, but it's also, there's some really dumb stuff, and I say dumb in a loving way. It also like, I love that it's Brigadoon, but like a deadly Brigadoon. Man, it might be my favorite. It's hard to say though. There's so many. I love all his stuff. So,
and of course, that image is from The Reptile.
I was gonna say, yeah, it's from the Hammer movie, right? Reptile.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
it is literally The Reptile. Look at this one. That's from The Blood of Ghastly Horror.
Yeah, Brides of Blood. What's Awful Doc?
Awful Dr. Orloff.
Oh yeah, love it.
AKA Eyes Without a Face.
Yeah. Wow. Can you imagine?
Wait, is it? No, that's the horror chamber of
No.
Dr. Faustus.
Yeah, yeah. Oh
Awful
my
Dr.
god.
Orloff is so there was a sequel to the Awful Dr. Orloff.
Yeah. Wow. I like that
Anyway,
this ad reminds you can only die once. Like, why are you telling me that?
weren't we talking about a Skyway Drive-In theater in
Yeah,
yeah,
in
so
Jersey.
this is from South Carolina. I mean, so many drive-ins had the same names, like
The
the
Skyline, the
Skyline,
Skyway. Yeah.
Skyway, Starlight,
Yeah.
Sunset. Wonder what made them choose those words.
Probably because like that's when the movie started, maybe, or just
Maybe, I don't know.
yeah. Oh God, Blood Island. Aren't you the best place? Like, I don't like cruises, but if I could take a cruise to Blood Island, I probably would go. I'd probably die too. Creature with the Blue Hands is Jalo though, or Criminy.
How about Beast of the Yellow Night?
I mean, I love it. And Colossus the Forbidden Project. All three of these don't match up, but who cares?
Whatever.
Yeah, don't come out alone. Oh,
I love that they chose this image to publicize the Brain Eaters. It's
yeah.
appropriate.
It is more appropriate because it doesn't really happen.
Yeah, well,
Is that the House of Drip Blood image, right?
yes.
Yeah. A movie with no blood in it.
Oh, it was just dripping blood.
Late show. Show starts at 2:15
2:15
in the morning.
Wow.
Wow. I would do that right now. If there was a place, Bill, that we could go to and meet at 2:15 in the morning to watch movies, I would tell you that we would do it.
Yeah, I would have to do it. I mean, there'd be no
Yeah.
choice.
Yeah. Wow.
Until it came time to actually do it, and I'd be like, I can't. Look at this.
Oh,
Speaking of Andy Milligan, Torture
yeah.
Dungeon.
Yeah. Wow. I bet you can't sit through this. That says to me, I bet you can't make it. You're going to leave. But, oh.
I'm not sure what the Night Monster is.
Is that me? Oh, no, it's not. I was thinking it's Navy versus the Night Monsters.
That seems too old for something.
Yeah, it does.
I was thinking it was probably Night of the Blood Monster.
It could be, yeah. And they
And
took
they
blood
just
out, yeah.
shortened the title,
Yeah.
just for the ad. They probably just couldn't fit it in there.
Yeah.
Anyway, that image from Torture Dungeon is just amazing. There's
I was
something about it.
just thinking about it. It's like, this seems like the kind of ad that your parents would see that you were going to this and like say, you're not going to this.
I think that's actually an image of Stevie Nicks and Lindsey Buckingham
Yeah.
doing coke backstage at a Fleetwood Mac concert.
This is her asking for a second bottle cap of Coke.
Lindsay, they were supposed to have it at the airport for us.
Silver Springs. Bill, this is a Bill double feature right here.
Yeah, well, any double feature, as long as Blood and Lace is on it, I'm good with it.
Yeah. Wow. Never forget Blood and Lace PG.
Yeah.
Yeah. How?
GP.
I mean, how?
Because there is no justice in the world.
No.
This is amazing.
Right? Oh my God.
Okay, maybe that really was Night Monster, because if they would show Ega or the vampire, they would certainly show Night Monster.
Women of Prehistoric Planet, movie edited around horror like never before, but science fiction.
Yeah, $2 a carload. It's a big idea to get used to.
Oh,
speaking of Velvet Vampire, there's the image from it at least.
I like that Velvet Vampire invites a couple out to her secluded house to seduce both. It's Camille, but it's like as Joe Bob would say, we've seen it before, but have we seen it like Velvet Vampire? We haven't.
Camille?
Or what? Camilla. Isn't that the
Carmilla.
Carmilla?
You
You
said
know
it's
what?
Camille, and I was like, who's Camille?
Well, that's how I say it.
I know.
I know.
Sometimes you really come at me from left field. I'm like, what is he
I do.
talking?
I know. I'm sorry. I grew
Look,
up in a small town.
that movie is Horror of It All. I don't know why they left
Yeah.
all off of the end of it.
I like Frankenstein Must Be Destroyed, though. I can definitely say that.
Oh yeah, I dig it. Any Peter
Yeah.
Cushing Frankenstein movie is a good time.
Yeah. Also, I see some insults toward Ghost House in the chat. As a film mirage apologist, it's a wonderful movie. I can watch Ghost
We
House
did it on
anytime.
the show.
Did it on the show. Who's more popular in your town, Simon Le Bon or Kelly LeBrock? Like, this is scintillating dialogue from the Joe D'Amato world of Film Mirage. I love it. There's a rapping kid in it that gets killed and never shows up again. It's everything. Oh, wow. This is nice.
Yeah. I'm not. I know that's not from Curse of the Werewolf, but I think
No.
that definitely is Kiss of the Vampire.
I like that this theater is very unafraid just to start stuff at odd times. Like, you know what? But I know most theater. Maybe this was in like a mill town where do you know what I mean? Where the mills had a night shift or something. And I kind of love that, like 12:30 at night. You know, come on out. Like maybe you've already been drinking at the bar. Maybe that's when your date's over. You can still come and see a movie.
Yeah.
I love this. Yeah, 12:30. I'd say, Bill, you want to go see Kiss of the Vampire and Curse of the Werewolf? And be like, where? Starlight.
Sure, yeah, the Starlight.
Yeah,
we're there.
I'll see it at the Starlight. Yeah. Oh.
Boing.
Oh man. So, what's wonderful about this is not only do I love this movie, it has the great piece of artwork for it. I love ads that shit talk Hitchcock for no reason. There's no reason to attack Psycho, right? Like
that's not a good idea.
No, and I love Bird with the Crystal Plumage, right? And but don't pull on Superman's cape. I will say I love Cat of Nine Tails a lot though, so I'm cool with it.
It's at the Irene Miracle.
Oh my god, yeah. Also, like this poster does not prep you for what the movie's about. Like, is it about a giant killer cat with spikes? No, it's not. It's about a blind man and his daughter who solve puzzles together and work with a cop and poison milk. It's got it all. A grave scene. Oh my god, what a double feature here.
Yeah,
is that the picture on the right? Is that from the Monsters Have Their Place ad?
I think it is. Yeah. It's from Dracula spills it. Frankenstein spills it. Dracula drinks it.
Yeah. Wow.
Frankenstein dealt it. Dracula smelled it.
Hey, bring your mother-in-law. You might kill her. This feels like a Jessica Fletcher thing, like where she's like, someone's mother-in-law does come and she gets killed. And like, do we blame the drive-in? 12:15 tonight, bring your mother-in-law to scare her to death. These guys were having fun with their movies. I like this drive-in.
I like that big bat.
Oh, my God.
Okay, so look at this combination of movies.
Oh my God. As Danzig would say, ain't no goddamn son of a bitch where he goes there. Wow.
Yeah, normally it was Scream of the Demon Lover.
Yeah.
That was shown with Velvet Vampire, but not this night.
I love the Velvet Vampire. I just think it's great. I love Stephanie Rothman. Good shit.
What do you like about it?
I like that it's so 70s and like it's kind of like swinging and it's like it has the trappings that we expect from a vampire movie, but it's also like just different enough. It's like, do you know what I mean? Like she added something to it, I think, and I really like it. I like 70s vampire movies more than any other decade. I think, especially when we get some like, like Blackula, for example, or these, when they like have their own little take on it.
Yeah,
That's what I like about it. I like that it's female directed because it's like by looking at this poster, you would think yes, and it is an exploitation movie, but it also like is an exploitation movie that doesn't make you feel scuzzy for liking an exploitation movie, if that makes sense.
I love the tagline. She's waiting to love you to death. It's very Alice Cooper.
It is, yeah. That font's great too. The love of that font with the L cutting into the O. That's gorgeous. Yeah. First fun, not first run. First fun. Did you see that?
Oh, did it?
Yeah.
First fun. Hell
First
yeah.
fun. Hey, everybody.
Well,
Yeah.
The
I
F is
love
right
it.
under the R.
Yeah. What's this at? This is. Oh my God.
Is he still alive? This little teaser for Son of Frankenstein. I love this thing.
Yeah.
I found this in another section of the newspaper.
Wow.
I guess I was searching for stuff from the 40s. And this is kind of, well, actually, I think Son of Frankenstein is 39.
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken. But this was, I posted this on the page and nobody liked it. It was like,
oh, I'm sorry, I didn't see it. Or I would.
No, it's okay. But I mean, like, you never know what people are going to be excited about seeing.
Yeah.
And I found it and I was like, oh my God, this is going to be so cool. And nobody gave it a thumb up. And I was like, oh, I guess nobody was as excited about that as I was.
Lee mentioned that she likes vampires for 70s vampire movies, and
Jose
Larraz, come on, right?
You can't. Speaking of Stevie Nicks, vampires. The one looks just like Steve. It's like Stevie Nicks and Ann Wilson on the prowl.
It really is. I like Thirst a lot too. I know that's not 70s. It's 80.
That is 70s.
Is it 79? 79.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. And Thirst is very sci-fi vampires.
Totally is.
That's what I like about Thirst.
Or whatever.
And I also like the 79 made for TV movie Vampire a lot too.
With Richard Lynch. Yeah.
Richard Lynch. Yeah. Now, if that had been a series, it would have lasted 9 episodes and 3 would have played in Europe, but I would have watched it. How about the Bill? I am so excited for this. Look at this. Oh, come on. April Ghouls. I'm so excited about this shirt you did too. It's a great shirt.
Oh, that's not what's up on the screen.
Oh, that's what's on my
screen. Okay, I see the feed. I see the feed now. Yeah, I am excited about April Ghouls. I can't wait.
It's close. If I can just get through this work right now, and April Ghouls is my reward for getting through the work at work right now. I've just been thinking about like every time like stuff gets rough, I'm like, in a couple weeks, I'll be drinking absinthe with AC Nicholas and saying, why am I doing this again? And more or whatever he brings me. I think if AC Nicholas will bring you stuff that tastes like, he'll be like, what do you think of this? And he'll just bring you like gasoline and say, taste it. And you're like, what? Oh, I'm just kidding. I was trying to kill you.
I think he's like an Andy Warhol type.
Yeah.
He wants to like see what he can get us to do and then just observe our breakdowns.
And then we wake up in bed with Halston. That's what happened to Clayton Spilsbury, who was in the Lone Ranger movie. Andy Warhol got him drunk and he goes, and he went home with Halston and he woke up in bed with Halston. And he said, what am I doing here? So yeah, that's what would happen to us.
What was he doing there? That's what I want to know.
What do you think he was doing there?
I think they were doing it.
Doing it. Yeah.
With Halston.
Halston. But yeah, I think AC Nicholas likes to, he's like kind of like in Training Day whenever he's like, I didn't know you like to get wet. Like, what are you talking about? PCP, angel dust. That's the kind of stuff he'll do to you. And you wake up and you're like chained to a radiator somewhere. But you know what? Like then he's like, I'm going to make you guys watch a whole bunch of Joe Sarno movies until you scream. I'm like, okay. And then we're fine with it. So that's what we do at the drive-in. It gets intense. My favorite time of the drive-in when it's so dark, it's dark and you're like wandering back half drunk with a funnel cake and you just smell the funnel cake, and you're like, I should probably just go buy 5 movies. It's a good time for me. It's like, it's finally me teenage Sam realizing that I'm an adult with disposable income, and sometimes I make bad decisions and waste it on stuff. And I get to be around my friends and drink and watch movies and say goofy stuff during them. So it's a good time. So this week on the podcast, if you're listening to it, it's a long episode. It's the Party Lines episode. I started with Love Lines, a movie from 1981 there's a secret telephone line that powers high schools and battles of the bands and love and keeps track of high school students, followed by The Party Animal, a horrible movie that I'm obsessed by that makes no sense, actually made by artists but sold as commerce, and then Party Line, so it's 3 movies that are kind of like about pre-internet time of the things that, whether it's sex comedies, phone lines, or party lines. And also I espouse my theory that Party Lines is The Horrible House on the Hill, aka People Toys Part 2. The Leif Garrett's character is grown up from that movie. So there's that. Also, Bill, I did a Herb Fried movie this week on the podcast. So
wait. Graduation Day?
Yep, Graduation Day, and talked about Tomboy too, and then talked at length about the only Herb Fried movie that matters, Hans.
Hans, of course.
Hans is the only one that matters. Though I do like Graduation Day a lot, but it's no Hans. Hans is a movie I think about all the time. Sometimes I just sit there and I say, "Oh, May Britt," and I get excited about Hans. Thank you for introducing me to it. Anyways, thanks everybody.
Sam, this is Hans. Hans, this is Sam.
Oh, nice. And you guys go off and have fun. And we went off and we skipped out of Bill's house and we talked. Thank you for everybody that stayed up late with us. Thanks to our guest tonight. It was great to talk to Brad Carter about all his awesome books. Make sure to go to Severin and grab some of them. I definitely recommend all of them that I've read. They've been a lot of fun and super cool to hear about stuff behind the scenes. And we had a good time with them. And
Brad was great on the show.
Yeah. And make sure to come on out and next Monday. And what time is Showgirl start or Friday, Bill? I mean, next Friday.
Next Friday, yeah. April 11th.
Next Friday.
8 p.m.
8 p.m.
Right.
Don't eat meat because it's Lent, but come and watch a lot of meat and Showgirls. That's what we'll be watching. Well, you can have brown rice and vegetables while you watch it. Don't you eat brown rice and vegetables? Do you like brown rice and vegetables?
I'm eating a giant hamburger.
Oh, are you? You'll just watch it and then like enjoy your fish fry, Sam. And I'm like, Anyways. And then we'll be back here next Saturday for 2 William Girdler movies. Grizzly and the Manitou. Evil cannot die. It must be reborn.
That's our special guest, Jack Perez.
Yeah, and I'm so excited to talk about his Sinister Cinema doc. It's going to be rad. And just get him on the show. So, yeah, it's going to be a good time. Bill, thanks for doing all the stuff you do for the show. I appreciate it.
And you as well.
Yep. Cubby will be going to bed now. We're going to go listen to a wrestling podcast and probably talk about 70s British wrestling together for a little bit and then go to bed. Maybe Lucha. We don't know. Cubby and I like to share. I don't have a son. I do. This is my son. So somebody I have to teach about wrestling, and this is who it's going to be.
Thanks to everybody for coming out and watching the show, and we appreciate you and hope we'll see you next week, Friday for Showgirls and or Saturday for Grizzly and the Manitou on the Drive-In Asylum double feature. We'll see you.
See ya. Sleep warm.
Under 17 not admitted without parents or guardian. under 17 not admitted without parents or guardian.